So guys, we are now in autumn here in the third series in Forza Horizon 6, and I gotta admit, this week so far, at least being on Forza and today, my goodness, I don't know what is going on with the servers over at Microsoft, but they really need to get the move on, man. For one, you could barely get on the game, and also I noticed the trial matchmaking being terrible, and now the data is not syncing for a lot of players either. So yeah, guys, I would definitely be careful today when you are on Forza. But besides all of that, though, let's jump right into this and let's get this entire playlist done. That is, if you actually can. But either way, though, the first part of this is the weekly challenge here with the Alfa Romeo 4C. This car is luckily very cheap, and I would say most players probably already have this thing. This thing is only around $70,000, guys. I would recommend throwing on the build I am running on it. It makes the car like a half S1 build that will make this thing easily quick enough to get everything done that is required here. That way you can easily move on to the next step. But as always though, the first step you will have to do is own and drive this car. So simply leave your garage though and drive it for maybe 4 to 6 seconds, and then from there you can move over to step number 2. The second step of the weekly challenge, though, is complete any run at any drag meet. So you guys can head over to any of the drag meets of your choice around the map and simply jump into it and complete it. No recommended time or anything. Basically jump into any of them and do them. The one I did end up choosing is on the bottom of the map, only because it's like a super short one, even though all of them kind of are. This is the quarter-mile one. Funny part is you will have to come back to this one later, but simply spawn in there, do the entire drag meet, at least do a one run on it, and then move over to the third step.
You have arrived at your destination.
After that, though, the third step will require you to get 4 speed skills of any grade in a road circuit race. So keep in mind, this is the blue races and it has to be a circuit. To be honest, guys, you could probably do any of the main ones in the city, like the Electric Town Circuit or the other circuit on the bottom part of the city. But to be honest, I would recommend doing the highway circuit, as it's kind of obvious the highway circuit is a circular event, aka circuit. And there's a lot of open areas for you to easily get these speed skills in this. Now, this race is part of one of the championships this week, but no worries. Head over to it, guys. Hit Y on the controller. You will notice on the bottom it says switch to normal event. Hit that, do custom race, and then jump into this with the car. Now, the thing you will have to do is go over 150 miles an hour, wait for the speed thing to pop up, do that a few times, and back out, as it doesn't actually tell you during the race that you did end up completing it. And then the last step of the weekly challenge, though, is get 5 stars at speed zones while driving the 4C. So you guys can pretty much head over to any speed zone of your liking. Although I will admit, I think some of the easier ones, or aka the lower speed type of ones, is probably the best way to do it. For me, though, the best one I found to do this, guys, you can run this 3 times in literally a minute and 30 seconds. I always got 2 stars on it. You might be able to do it with get 3 stars, but I honestly just run it 3 times. It's so much faster than trying to max it. It's the mountain pass one here on the left part of the map, though. I was always getting like 110 miles an hour. It takes 30 seconds. Spawning pretty far back. Once you jump into it, you can easily get 2 stars on it every single time you run it. So simply run this one 3 times and boom, you'll be done with this week's weekly challenge.
Arrived at your destination.
The next part, though, is the photo challenge. For this, you will need the Maserati, which this car isn't that expensive, guys. It's around like 95-ish thousand, 97-ish thousand dollars. I would say a lot of players probably already have it, and keep in mind this is also a reward in the playlist anyway, but all you will have to do is head over to the golf course right here on your map. Simply drive into it a little bit, sit on the golf course, and all you will have to do is take a photo, and that is it for this one. The next part after that, though, is the collectibles. You will have to get tank lattes, aka 20 of them, in this location on your map, guys. It's going to be located top right. It's called something like that. But either way, though, right on the coast by the water, where you guys see me located, drive up and down this road by the house over there, and you will see them along the beach, in between the houses, and also behind the houses and all that. I would say there's probably around 20 you can get in one run. If you don't get them all, though, all I did was spawn back to my house and then come back and they were all there again. So I would say that's probably the easiest way to do it. But keep in mind, all you will have to do is hit 20 of them. The best thing I would recommend is just hit them until you get this done. The next part after that, though, guys, the first seasonal championship, which will have to be done in a modern rally car. For this, I did end up picking the Subaru WRX 2005 sedan. You could pick any of the cars of your liking, including the GR Yaris if you want to, but I would say pick a car that you are comfortable with, make it a B rank, and jump in and get this one completed. Overall, it's honestly fairly simple. The next championship from there, though, will have to be done in the Super Saloons. And for this, I did end up picking the Audi RS7, guys. Again, you could pick any of the cars of your liking in this. Funny part is, a lot of these races are mixed into dirt with street. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you need off-road tires. Surely enough, you do not. My car was a 700. I had street tires on it. I kind of just left it. It is all-wheel drive, so that probably does end up helping. But I did pick this thing and did every single race, even in the dirt, with no issues whatsoever. After that, though, guys, we are now in the skills and also the drag meet. For the first one, you will have to use an S1 Italy vehicle. Funny part is, you actually have to use an S1 for everything. For the first one, I did end up taking a different approach, guys. I used the Lamborghini Huracan from 2014, as I already had a build on this car, so I figured let me try this thing out. Spawn over to the drag meet. I got around 9.8 seconds. It wasn't the best overall launch, and this car was able to complete it even with the build I was running on it. The biggest thing is with the drag meet is I would say under 10 seconds. Some cars might actually struggle on this, as I tried a Ferrari, it wasn't working too good. I jumped into the Lambo and got this done first try. From there, though, the next one is a speed trap. Now, I do want to mention I also used the Lamborghini Huracan on this one again. And I also want to mention the exact same build I used on the drag meet, guys. I also used it on this one, so it's the exact same one. I will show that on the screen if you did end up missing it. But the biggest thing with the bridge, though, is you will definitely want a running start, and I would recommend going from the direction that I am as well, as that will easily give you the best way to get 180 plus miles an hour. To be honest, the biggest issue I found with this speed trap is easily going to be the traffic. Sometimes they could be in the worst places ever, and they will completely ruin your run.
You've arrived at your destination.
And then the last PR stunt here you will have to do is a speed zone. This one's also off-road, so yes, if you have the Storado, I would honestly recommend using it. But I also did end up using the Huracan again this time, though. I threw on some rally tires, guys, did a few upgrades to the car, which I will have the settings for it. I would recommend trying out this build if you are having issues with this, as I beat this first try going almost 90 miles an hour. It's honestly very easy. I would recommend trying out this car. But yes, the Storado is probably something most players may end up running on this.
You have arrived at your destination.
And then once that's done, you can also then jump into the trial. Now, as I said before, for some reason I was having issues matchmaking into this. Like, it would just say looking for players and then basically never do anything. I did end up doing a PvP, or at least a PvP spec racing challenge first, and I came back and did this. And it luckily finally did end up loading. I did end up using the J50 pre-order card just because. And I wasn't driving all that great because my main goal was to get in front of them so we can at least win. Overall, though, guys, the trial was fairly simple. The biggest thing is with the AI kind of being annoying, and then sometimes the other players might wreck you. But to be honest, everyone I raced with was actually really good at driving, and they did also block some of the other AI racers, which was pretty dope. I really do hope you guys can also get some good teams to get this done, because I could tell without a good team, it's probably, honestly, a nightmare. And then the last thing here I did end up doing, and the reason why I say that is I did end up completing the spec racing link speed thing, which is very easy, by the way, guys. Simply drive faster with the other racers. That's all you will have to do. You'll see the link speed thing pop up on your screen. Basically get that a few times in every race, and that is all you will actually have to do. But the reason why I say that, though, is I did not do the Eliminator or the Horizon Stunt Party. And the reason for that is I just do not like the Eliminator. And the Horizon Stunt Party, whenever I wanted to do it, it would just never actually show up. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't have to get it, because you can also still get 40 points without doing either one of those if you don't want to. So if you guys don't want to do the Eliminator, you will not have to. But everything else overall in this playlist was honestly fairly simple. The one thing I did notice is I really do think the championship races are going to get massively repetitive, as we're already seeing races we have done multiple times already, as there's just simply not enough of them. Really seems to be a trend with a lot of these games, though, which I think is unfortunate. But if you guys have any questions, do let me know in the comments below.